Is someone drowning people in the canals in Manchester, England? This is Murder Week for September 7th, 2018. Stephen Port, the Grinder serial killer, is appealing his murder convictions as reported last week, and no further information is available. Stephen Port has a Wikipedia page, though. Port, you'll remember, was sentenced to life in 2016 for killing 4 guys he met on Grindr. Also convicted of multiple rapes, sentenced to life without parole in 2016, used GHB to drug his victim. This has led to 58 inquests opened into GHB-related murders as a result of this case. He was gay, he lived alone in London, and he worked as a chef in a bus depot. His victims were Anthony Walgate, Gabrielle Kovari, Danielle Whitworth, and Jack Taylor. Todd Kolep's unfortunate property auction from last week apparently didn't include several items that were stolen, according to deputies. Todd Kolep, you'll remember, was an extreme psycho who killed a lot of people in South Carolina between 2003 and 2016. Kolep killed 7, kidnapped at least 9, based on the one that got away. Suspect in 2003 bank robbery. Now, this was a bank robbery and a triple homicide he is a suspect in, and this was brought up after he was arrested in this case. He was an aggressive child and acted out sexually, and the other kidnapping is this girl who was 14, he was 15, and he spent 14 years in prison. He was released in 2001, lied about that to get his real estate license, used to watch porn at work, and he was creepy enough to upset a waitress at Waffle House who he later killed. Kayla Brown and Charles David Carver were his final victims, and they were hired to clean his house. Carver had to die a week before, because he had a smart mouth, so they killed him, and Kayla was found by the police. And speaking of Kayla Brown, Eminem name-tagged Kayla Brown in a song on his new album saying that he is also off the chain. She heard it and thought it was clever. I guess someone had to listen to it. In new business, a 28-year-old woman is dead after a shooting in a nightclub, after a fight that got out of hand. This is Club X in Cleveland. Police in Washington state are on the lookout for a cat serial killer. 13 cats have been murdered in serial killings in Washington state. Since February, 13 cats have been found dead. The most recent was found on Thursday. Most of the killings have happened in the month of August, and the Thurston County Sheriff's Office believes there might be a serial cat killer in the area. And in fact, I think that's probably last Thursday. I think it might be old news. Could there be a serial killer lurking along the canals of the city of Manchester, England, pushing people in and drowning them? Possibly, according to our man Tom. Poor Tom was cycling home at night, and somebody attacked him. A swinging arm knocked him off his bicycle into the Bridgewater Canal. He was shocked and tried to pull himself out. The man kicked him back into the canal. So apparently someone is pushing people into the canal system in Manchester, England, and drowning them. Tabloids are saying that 61 people have been pulled out of the canals recently. Police are unable to identify even the sex of the deceased in 27 of these cases, implying that the police are covering this up. The accused Seminole Heights serial killer tried to get his hands on some money to leave town shortly before the murders. Oh, this is legal news. I'm sorry about that. Anyway, the accused Seminole Heights serial killer tried to get his hands on some money to leave town shortly before the murders. WFLA got a hold of some text messages, and he was saying that he's in a bit of a situation, difficult to explain over text, but he needs a one-day ticket to LAX. In Japan, serial killer Takahiro Shiraishi has been returned to police following a psychological exam where he was found competent to stand trial. He confessed to the murders of 9 people. They're expected to indict him for murder and other charges next week in a case that shocked Japan. The families of victims of Anthony Sowell, the Imperial Avenue serial killer, are accusing the city of Cleveland of releasing Sowell without charge after he was under investigation for a violent assault. There are talks that this is the basis of settlements between the city of Cleveland and victims' families in this case. In Mexico, Juan Carlos Arregue Núñez, ex-mayor of the Michoacán municipality of Álvaro Obregón, and the police who were under his charge at the time of these homicides were all found guilty of murdering these 10 people. 4 municipal police officers received 300-year terms for the same crime. Good job, Mexico. Get on that corruption. In Bahrain, Daily Tribune says that a suspected Bahraini serial killer was ordered by the High Criminal Court yesterday to undergo mental health tests at the psychiatric hospital to ascertain whether he was responsible for his criminal actions. The 24-year-old man is accused of attacking 4 Asian men, leaving 2 of them dead. The accused told investigators that his crimes were driven by hatred that arose after being fired. Finally, this guy threatened a judge by sending her, among other things, pictures of Hannibal the Cannibal. I really hope it wasn't Anthony Hopkins. Oh, please don't make this a picture of Anthony Hopkins. Come on, guys. Oh, guys. And in killer-related news, just one story this week. An author asserts that a painting by artist and Jack the Ripper suspect Walter Sickert is a self-portrait of the historically significant serial killer and two of his victims, Martha Tabram and Mary Kelly. That's all I have for you this week. Thank you very much for watching. You guys are the bomb. Please leave a comment. I'm the Unopened Parachute, and I make videos. I'm teaching myself how to use all this new technology to try to stay relevant in 2018 in my middle age. So please leave comments and like and subscribe if you like my videos, because all I'm doing it for is to generate some content for you guys. Hope you like it.